Nooresh Mirani, Kunal Bothra, as well as Mantesh Sabrad join us for all of that. Kunal, first let me come to you. Let's discuss the market itself. What's your view? And the fact that we are at session highs, what do you make of it?
Well, I would still believe that it's a range-bound session for the index. We're still stuck into that 300-point band for the Nifty. This is the seventh or eighth consecutive day where the indices are still stuck into this, 350-point odd band. But then I think largely the mix of stocks today are slight better because we have a lot of large cap names, Tata Motors, Tata Communications, many of these other larger cap names like Infosys, TCS. These stocks have made a very strong comeback for themselves today. So which means that hopefully we may not be too much dependent on the financials, the rate sensitives, at least over the next couple of weeks. And there could be other sectors like auto, IT, etc., which can start to participate on the upside. So I think that could probably act as more of a stronger point for the markets, even if we go into the lower end of this consolidation. So net, the view on the indices still remains to be a consolidation. We'll wait out for a breakout about 18,400, 450 mark on the spot levels to go for a buy on the Nifty.
Mantesh Sabrad as well is joining in on the show. Hi there, Mantesh. Let's get a view from you as to what the outlook is on some individual stocks in trade. Clearly, the AMCs are in the spotlight on the back of SEBI's new norms. Just your view on the norms and what it means for these AMC companies?
So firstly, on the prima facie, the news seems to be a bit negative for the AMC companies because total expense ratio is something which is very sensitive number when investors make a choice as far as their investments in a mutual fund is concerned. That said, the overall trend for mutual fund investments in the country has been on the upswing as it is. So that this doesn't seem to be a long-term worry. It just needs to be seen whether the fund industry will be able to sort of weather this storm. There are multiple changes over the years that we have seen as far as mutual fund portfolios are concerned. We had these norms coming in related to classification of stocks, related to classification of funds, and so on and so forth. So the industry has been able to weather the storm quite well. Most of these AMC companies are marquee names who have been quite doing well in terms of sustainability, returning profits to shareholders, and so on and so forth. The crux of the matter has always to be how the fund size grows. And in our market, I don't see any issue as far as the fund size is growing overall.
Coming in on the AMC counters, but let's go across to Nooresh as well. Nooresh, the IT counters are clearly a bust today. Would you be a buyer as well?
Yeah, so expecting a bounce in a lot of IT names. We've started seeing a little bit of a recovery in the large cap names. The mid cap and the small cap IT names are already doing better. Some of the names which were not have started moving up. So you're seeing small breakouts in Emphasis, Mastech, and various names. We are seeing a bounce in Infosys. And also the fact that Nasdaq 100 is up 33% from the lows above August 22 highs, that creates a positive sentiment. So expecting a bounce back, a lot of these names. So we could see some bounce back in the short term, even in the larger names like Infosys and TCS, Wipro, which have corrected quite a bit from the top.
Okay. Meantime, Mahantesh also wanted to understand your take after having digested SBI's quarterly numbers. Why do you believe then that yesterday there was a bit of hesitation, if you will, and even today you're not seeing quite a strong reaction on the stock? Any key takeaways from the earnings?
So I think the stock will react essentially to what kind of capitalization the bank will undertake in the year. There's a need for capital for growth as far as SBI is concerned, and what amount of dilution will that entail? I think that's the key concern for most investors. As far as the results go, it's followed a trend. Each quarter they have been growing quite well. So the trend has been very positive. Low NPAs, high NIMs, expanding NIMs, and this has been the general trend. There's been large credit growth also now taking place. The only worry on the horizon now seems to be, like I said, on the capitalization side and what kind of dilution will happen for any kind of growth capital that will come. Otherwise, I think the hesitation post the results also has got to do with the recent stock performance. It's been on the up move quite sharply. I think it is relative to the other banks also performed quite well. So in that context, the much of the result reaction would have been absorbed by the earlier traction in the stock.
Okay, Mahantesh, on that note, we'll